Good morning everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making a very simple meal, but it is scratch cooking. We are going to be making some poor man's spaghetti. I'm going to tell you why that's poor man's spaghetti. And also we're going to be making some Italian bread by hand. So many times people request that I make scratch cooking videos, and so today we're going to do that. It's extremely frugal. I didn't have to buy anything to create this meal, and it's a really good meal. I have zucchini that looks like this, and the reason why it's called poor man's spaghetti meal is because instead of meat, ground beef, we're going to add a zucchini. So we're going to chop this up, and then I have my very own mom's pizza sauce, and this is a recipe that I have done for many years now. It's called my penny pinching pizza sauce. And it is using, let me show you, tomatoes like these from my garden, and we make pizza sauce with it. And I will be sure to share with you that in the description box. So let's go ahead and let's cut up the zucchini, and then we are going to make bread by scratch. By replacing the meat with the zucchini, this now creates a very frugal meal. I really love the round zucchini. They're easy to grow, they don't take so much room, and they don't get so big like the big zucchinis do. So now we're just going to go ahead and chop this up really fine, fairly fine. And then this is going to simmer for about an hour. Go ahead and add the homemade pizza sauce to it. Make sure it's still sealed. All right, I'm going to add all this pizza sauce together, and then we are going to go ahead and work on the bread. Pizza dough, this can make hamburger rolls, but what we are making today is the Italian bread. It's the same recipe and you can use it for all different things. It's really simple. You're going to take 3 cups of warm water, and you're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil or lard. I use lard. 2 tablespoons of sugar. I use cane sugar. 2 tablespoons of yeast, and a tablespoon of salt, and 8 cups of flour. So the first thing we do is we have our warm water. Now we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of lard, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of salt. Now we're going to go ahead and add the 2 tablespoons of yeast. Now we're just going to let that sit for 5 minutes so it proofs, and then we're going to go ahead and all we do is add flour to it, and then we're going to knead it. You can tell right away if your yeast is active because it will start to bubble up, and it has a really good yeasty scent to it. Today I'm going to be using pizza flour, but you can use all-purpose flour or bread flour. I prefer bread flour or the pizza flour. I have a big basin here where I'm going to use it to put all of my flour in, so it gives me plenty of room to incorporate everything together. We're going to start adding the flour, and then we'll add the yeast mixture. You could add dehydrated spinach, anything that you wish. Now is the time to add it. As you can see, it's getting really hard to knead it with this dough hook or the dough spoon. So we're going to go ahead and knead it by hand. The greenhouse, and it'll take about 5 to 7 days for them to dry. And now I have seeds for next year. Since the dishes are finished, I'm going to go ahead and add some of my homemade laundry soap. I do add this to a little bit of my regular dish soap. This is what I always do when it gets towards the end. I just go ahead and add my own. I always make sure I leave enough of space where I can shake it really good. Give it a good shake. All right, the spaghetti is on the stove and the bread is rising. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what everything looks together when we're done. So this is totally scratch cooking. I hope you enjoyed it. It's very easy to make this kind of a meal, but it takes quite a while. So it's not a quick meal. So when you're making homemade bread, it does take a while. That is why I like mixing up bread dough the day before. And then that way the next day, all that I have to do is let it rise and bake it. It's really easy when you create meals like this in steps. So I like to prolong it out through a couple days because it makes it so much easier. I'm not doing so much work at one time. I did add a little bit of butter. Sometimes I add olive oil. I do have to make some more of my pesto because I love the pesto. And I don't think I have any more of that.